Hello, my friend. No matter what you're feeling right now, whether it is a slight disappointment, dread of the future, or the most painful sorrow you've ever felt, I'm here to tell you that it will pass. This is the saddest and at the same time the most liberating thing in the world. The fact that everything is going to pass. The fact that we have come to this planet for a very brief moment is sometimes considered as a sad one. But I think it's quite the opposite. It makes everything temporary. Nothing is forever. In recent years, depression has skyrocketed among people of all ages. Statistics say that people who are in a creative field are more prone to this condition. In right of the bat, I want to clarify that I'm not a doctor, and sometimes depression comes from the chemical imbalance of the human brain. In this case, seeing a doctor is probably the only right decision a person could make. But if this state is not the result of the chemical imbalance, but something else, then my thought process about this topic might be helpful.
In 2 weeks, incidentally. In fact, he's only 20 years old.
3,000-meter run. The athletes are standing nervously waiting to start the race. They all picture the triumph. Each of them expects a certain pace at the beginning of the race. This pace is going to be manageable by all of them, at least for the first couple of laps. The gun goes off, and they start running all at a similar pace. All but one. One of them started running too fast for this distance. He runs if the distance is half of what they're supposed to run. The commentators make fun of him, thinking he somehow mixed distances, and he has no idea he's supposed to run like that for 3,000 meters.
Here, that 156, that is fast. Fast! The understatement of the year, I think, from Steve.
But as he progresses, it becomes more and more obvious that he's aware of the distance. He's simply that good. No one could have imagined that it is possible to run like that for 3K. He finishes first. The clock says time, 7 minutes, 20 seconds. The world record that remains unbeaten to this day. It is easy to set a goal and to compare yourself to others in an activity like running. Everything is clear and obvious, clock doesn't lie. There are a lot of jobs where the objective is clear, but what is even more important, the actions you have to take in order to get to this goal are often clear as well. Now let's take a creative field like filmmaking and try to define the objective and the steps anyone has to take in order to achieve the aforementioned goal. By the way, what is the goal? To become the greatest filmmaker of all time, for example. How do you know you've reached that state? Winning most Oscars? No. Making more money? No. I can't really set a goal like this, because I know a lot of wealthy and successful directors that I personally don't like. Or I like only one movie they made, but not the rest. Are they still great? Probably, but not to me. There is no absolute merit that will allow you to conclude that this person is the greatest. This is the first problem of a creative field. No clear goal. And you could set a personal goal like winning an Oscar, but the second problem is right here, ready to punch you in the face. The result is not in your power. If you run the fastest, it cannot be argued no matter whether somebody likes it or not. You are simply the fastest. But whether your film is good or not is decided by the jury, by the audience, even by your friends, by everyone but you. And people are flawed. They cannot all agree on, well, actually anything. That's why you need to have your own metric, your own inner compass that you follow, and the rest should not have any effect on you. Now let's get to the methods of achieving your goal. They are not clear either. What do you have to learn to become good at filmmaking? Well, how a camera operates, some rules like composition, some editing, maybe even visual effects. But these are all technical aspects that are required and easy to obtain. Beyond that comes something that cannot be defined: a vision, a style. You can have a look at others, at what successful directors and cinematographers do, but this is not going to make you great. We all came to videography for some reason. If your reason is to earn a buttload of money and win an Oscar, you're going to struggle at some point of your career mentally. Those are endpoints, not process-oriented things. But if you came into this because you enjoy filming, creating a world that never existed before, telling stories, then you should not care whether you win a festival or not. You are always going to be happy with what you do, because it is impossible to run out of stories to tell.